What's like your general thought process on the Marth matchup?
Um, I I normally just kind of have a game plan of trying to trying to shield Marth's aerials and mixing up like wave dashing and shielding and wave dashing back air and dash attacking and force smashing when it knocks down at like 30. And then obviously just trying to kill him earlier off stage by doing the hungry box thing where he jumps off and does the fair and he grabs it, and then you sing and then rests, and then yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely like wave dash in this matchup a lot. I think it's very important. I feel like using back airs is really important in terms of the fact that you have to use different types of back airs. I could show you an Uncle Punch, but I think if I just say them, essentially it'll be easy. It's like you have to use a back air where you just delay like your auto cancel back air, and then just like kind of like jump at them, and then just like wait and then do a back air to try and like hit their startup of the move, or like waiting out to see if they do like a Nair in place or something like that. That's a pretty common back air, or like just doing an early back air to try and hit them dashing in. It's pretty much like Fox and Falco. And then like the other one's like the low L cancel back air, which is like pretty much the only beat dash back, but it's a little bit freaky to go for, honestly. Sometimes it feels like the risk reward of even trying to punish Marth's dash back in this matchup is not even that good. It's almost like just holding space is even better, because this matchup is definitely a lot about stage control more than I would say Fox or Falco. Whereas like versus Fox and Falco, you kind of just chill on the side platform to try and get an approach, but like approaching from a platform versus Marth is like not even like the move at all, just because of how big his sword is.
Yeah.
And like how slow you have to be to try and intercept them, and it's pretty much you're playing on the ground, so it's completely different. The fact that stage is just so important in this one, so it's like generally not trying to overcommit is pretty important too. But let's go into it. So this is fine passive play to start the match. It's like you could have like shield dropped and tried to like again like contest center, which is pretty much like I think I talked about in Fox and Falco too, being really important, but you don't get hit, so it's fine. What you do, this is just a back air that's like trying to cover dash in, like I was talking about, and it's like okay, but the fact that he dashed back means you can just start taking space. Pretty much anytime you see a dash back, it's just like, oh, just free space. But this wave dash is actually really good, but you do like this down air instead. So what's your thought process on down air? Because I'll talk about it a bunch. But
I think down air in this matchup is really good.
Okay, so down air is a good move against Marth for sure, but like at 0, the problem with doing down air against Marth when it's not going to combo into like rest or grab or like another down air or something like that,
is that really at 0.
Is that like, I mean, it's like fine, but you have to like worry about all his mix-ups. He can like try and grab you out of the downer before it's like 45-ish, when it gets like to the point where, you know, it starts to give you frame advantage. Or is it like 0? You have to worry about him grabbing you using up B. He could shield too. He can try and roll. Like there's just so many mix-ups that Marth has comparatively to like, let's say Falco. Falco just is going to have to either shine or try and spot dodge or roll. But Marth has way too many mix-ups like to beat downer at these kinds of low percentages. And it's kind of just asking to like play an insane amount of coin flips at low damage that like maybe like it'll work out in your favor sometimes, but I would just probably not do downer until it starts like actually giving you frame advantage like 45-ish, and then you can kind of tell based on the Marth, like if they're gonna be like the roll Marth, because that's a pretty classic one. Like you've probably seen HBox just rest the roll a bunch, and that's like what he fishes for a lot. But like some Marths just won't give you that, and they'll always do like up B, and then which just case like you have to like shield it and then try and like up air or rest them like landing on a platform or on the ground, and it's just like these kinds of downers aren't even that good, honestly. I would just, whenever you get a wave dash cross up against Nair specifically, just go for a grab most of the time, because they're gonna shield if you just wave dash cross up and then try and do because they expect forward smash a lot here too. but the problem with doing forward smash at 0 is like, one, they're gonna probably shield it because they're expecting it, and then two, you're just not gonna get anything off of it. So it's like, I definitely like wavedash crossup grab against Marth's Nair. It's very good. But again, like, so it'll come up again later about down air, but that's just the first thing. Good back air. I was talking about like the early back air, just really good to just cover either them standing still or dashing in. See, like, you get a down air here, but Marth gets a shield. Like, this is just one of his like 5 mix-ups I was talking about, so it's not like you can really do anything here. You also this was good though. I do like this crouch right here. This was really good. Whenever you get like in a Marth space like this, if you can just go for the crouch, it's really good because he doesn't have the option of like dashing away and then like dash dancing and waiting for like your like animation to bob up so he can get a grab. He's mainly just trying to like hope he gets the right timing on the grab, which is just like, yeah, it's not really gonna happen. So this crouch is really good, but you don't rest off the crouch, which is important. I think this entire like 3 games you don't rest a crouch once, which is like, dang. It's really important against Marth for sure. It's like, what's a good comparison? I guess it's like if you get an off throw against Fox or Falco and you just actually don't go for the rest and you try and go for a combo.
Like, I find it's very hard to react to because I feel like I'm so used to just getting grabbed just because he waits until like that extra few frames to grab me. Yeah. So I just I'm not prepared.
It's like in these close scramble situations on shield, you just have to like know that they're going to like throw out grab, especially if they're like not Zane tier player. They're gonna throw out these grabs enough of the time that you can just crouch and just like, it's not like necessarily you're reading off of a crouch that they're gonna grab you and miss, but like you kind of have to a little bit. It's like a read reaction. It's like you're reading that they're gonna grab you, but you actually just react to it instead, because you can't just read off of a crouch, obviously. This was fine. If you were crouch canceling there, you could have just crouch cancel grabbed the fair. You were talking about shield being really good, which is, yeah, that's important too, but at low damage you can just crouch cancel grab forward air, and that's just really, really good, because you can't really shield grab it most of the time. Okay, so down tilt is like the most annoying move for sure in this matchup, because at this distance you just have nothing to punish it, because they can just do down tilt, and then you just can't jump at a shield to try and hit it. So it's like, you do the right thing by backing off here. You can also roll out to, you can roll like past them and try and get like, let's say they do like down tilt and they try and read you jumping at a shield, and let's say you're like 50, they try and forward smash your jump at a shield, or like try and shield poke you. You can just like roll past them and try and like rest them for forward smashing, or like if they just keep spamming down tilt, you can try and roll through them and then like turn around grab and try and get them off that. That's fine too. Both of them are like perfectly fine, or just way dash back or roll in. Wow, what even happened here? Okay, you got out of there. Marth tries to go in for a grab, and then you wave dash back, and then you roll for some reason. Do you know why?
I don't know why I rolled. I did the right thing there because I knew he was gonna run up and grab me.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I rolled.
Yeah, that wave dash back was good, and then you just rolled backwards for no reason. I feel like you just give Marth too much space in general. You just don't want to even try and contest the space most of the time, so you're just like, I just need to get out of there. But if you were just like trying to like hold the space, you would have been able to react and get a rest, obviously. But I don't like these types of forward airs out of the corner. Like, I also don't like this Nair either. Nair's pretty bad against Marth in general, unless it's like at 0 and then you get like Nair grab. But it's just pretty hard to, especially at this range. Let's say if you're like here, you can maybe like do a cheese like Nair in place kind of like grab or up tilt rest, which I've done before, but I don't really do it that much anymore because it's just like really hard to pull off. Obviously you get fared for it because you're just really far. Even like that, it's not even that far away, and it's still just not enough. It's just not a good move against Marth's tools. But yeah, I don't really like doing these kinds of fairs out of the corner. I would have either gone ledge here, because Marth should be able to hit you for doing this type of forwarder, but they weren't ready. You could either like backer and up here and then try and get to top platform, or like make it ambiguous you're going to side platform, top platform, or ledge, and then make Marth have to guess and like throw out an up air or a forward air, and then try and just hit them out of that and then land, or you can just land without hitting them, which is talked about that with Fox too. But yeah, it's kind of like all matchups are kind of the same way, where you don't want to do these types of like really aggressive options out of the corner, but especially against Marth, it's you never really want to be facing them with a forward air. Okay. This was just like, you kind of just jumped with no purpose. Like there was like kind of no back air here you were throwing out that was going to be any of his options. Like if you just did like the auto cancel early back air, this was perfect, but you just like kind of predict him to dash back in a situation where he's not like, let's say he tries to dash back. What is he really gaining by doing that? Nothing, because like you're not at kill percent from a grab, and you're not at kill percent from forward smash, so like him trying to bait out a move from you and then like getting a grab off of it like is not really going to do anything for Marth, obviously. So it's kind of just you have to think about the percentages of like the game. So I would just do an early back air here and just try and hold space. You can also like wave dash back or try and like call out the forward smash, like read it, and then call out the Nair with the forward smash. It's fine too. Okay, trying to fair back on the stage. Don't like that Nair again. It's basically the same thing. I like that up tilt though, but the problem is you aren't grabbing nearly enough. Like if you just threaten wave dash grab, it's kind of like Falco, where you have to just like threaten, and Fox, where you have to threaten the grab, even if it's like not your ultimate goal. Because obviously an up tilt is way better than a grab against Marth, because it's just like impossible nowadays to actually get a follow up, because you get a down throw, they DI to the platform, they wiggle out, they jump out, go top platform, and you just don't get a combo. Or they do down throw, no DI, you get an up air, and that's it. So it's like, obviously grab isn't going to get you a kill anymore, but it's you just really good for positioning, and then also allows you to get the up tilts later. Okay. You actually get Nair grab this time. But this, okay, so this position, against a good Marth will just hold down here and then go to a ledge. And there's pretty much nothing you can do about that. You could maybe try and do like a very like short hop, very low back air and try and snipe the edge before they can get it, but most of the time it's not gonna happen. Or you can do like a short hop, keep drifting, and then try and do like a weak reverse forward air to try and snipe ledge. I like that one too. Probably more than back air, but it's pretty hard to do given their spacing a lot of the time. So you kind of have to let them get ledge. But against a Marth that isn't as good, I think only Zane really actually does what I just said. They'll do these kinds of aerials, jump aerial on the stage or jump side B. And in that position, you just want to like, if they're landing on a platform while doing it, you just want to up air their whatever move that comes out. Like if they down air onto the platform, just up air that. And then you can just do up air, back air, back air, back air, and carry them off stage. And then if they do like this, if they do like a lower one, you can just forward air their. I mean, you can forward air, you can dash attack it, you can forward smash it, you can grab it, you can back air it. Pretty much anything works, honestly. Just like waiting out and just hitting them for it, because it is going to basically allow you to get an edgeguard for free. So until the Marth actually is like, I don't know, respecting the fact that you're going to react to what they do, then you can just hit them for free. Like again, it's just an up air, but you get the forward anyways. You go a little bit too far for this one, but it's not the end of the world. You could, small optimization here, you just sing re-grab, because you grab ledge backwards, and then you'd be on ledge right now. But it's fine. So you kind of just lose that interaction, basically, just because of the fact that you just missed base. But it's not like it's not like that's like really that bad. Like you went for the right decision anyways. I like this down air a lot. It's just good. Good recognition to shield here too. I feel like a lot of people don't do this, so this is perfect. Again, I don't really like Nair in general. I would just do another like, in that position it's pretty close whether I would do a like an early auto cancel back air versus like the wait and then do the back air, because it's kind of like, it should be obvious to the Marth to try and like dash in or dash away. But honestly, the fact that they're just sitting and crouched there means that they probably aren't respecting you enough So you can just probably just start throwing out like the early backer way like just spam it as against Marths that just like sit there and crouch, trying to just like hit you out of something or react to like, I don't know, you like wave dashing back, giving them too much credit or something like that. Okay, the backer is fine. Grabbing, yeah, like I was saying, just don't grab ledge there too. That's never one of the options, but you get a grab anyways. But it would have been better if you were just staying like right here and then just back airing that down air and then hitting them off stage again. Would have been better. Okay. So the edge guard, like you were saying, is like Hungry Boxing in reverse, like reverse forward air, regrab, and then sing forward smash. So the problem with that is that requires timing based on the Marth's up B. So Marth can do the early up B, which he does right here, and that beats the regrab. So against early up B, you have like a few options. You can just do like, it's kind of like the Sheik matchup, where you just do regular get up, and then you can just forward smash or rest them for landing on stage early. Sometimes based on distance, you can just hold the ledge and the hitbox won't come out, and then you can just rest them or sing them or whatever. Also, like, so he doesn't do it here, but against early at B, it's more about, you can sometimes hold the ledge at low percent too. Let's say they try to side B you here and do it early at B. If you just get hit by the side B on purpose without invincibility, you just regrab the ledge before they can even up B. So like, the fair regrab is a good baseline to do. It's what I would do until they start beating it. If they start beating it, then you have to start mixing up neutral get up, and then like you also have to mix in Marth killer too, which I'm not the best at, but it's really good in terms of the fact that if they have no resources, like they have no side B, they have no jump, then you can just Marth killer pretty easily until they start beating that too. But most of the time they won't be able to. So it's like, you have to get a reading on the Marth's timing. And if they try and like stall instead of doing an early up B, that's when you do like the edge guard that H-Box has been doing for like, I don't know how long at this point, where you just like you drop from ledge with invincibility, you do forward air, and then they get hit against the wall, and usually they won't be able to tech, or they will be able to tech, but it's like really awkward timing with how strong plus forward air is. And that's like a pretty common way to kill Marth too. So it's like, basically you get a reading on their timing. If they try and stall, then you just do that drops in forward air. And then like there's other like nuances where they're like side being over here, then you jump out and back air them for side being, or you can like, they're like side being over here and you're up a stock, you just go out there and rest them for the side B with invincibility. There's those nuances, and like, let's say Marth is like way down here, you can try and like drop zone back air them or forward air them for trying to like recover really low and like very far away. And then like if they're like forward airing a side B like way off stage, like the last one was, you can just try and hit them for doing that. So there's no like, I don't want to say there's a flow chart for edge guarding Marth, because there really isn't. It's more about understanding what your opponent's timings are and what your timings are, and trying to mix up your timings enough to the point that the Marth gets really, like, I don't know, I don't want to say the word scared, but they kind of second guess themselves on what they want to actually recover with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's pretty complicated in general. It's something that you have to just like practice a lot. I like doing just also to start it, whenever the Marth gets like kind of like even with the ledge, that's when you want to grab the ledge with like a wave dash back, because that's like the perfect timing to have invincibility to cover the low one, and then like also have time to do a refresh as well too. So whenever Marth is level with the ledge in terms of height, you just wave dash back, grab ledge, and just that's how you start the edge guard. Okay. I would just dash dagger forward air, or forward smash there. There's really no reason to go for that kind of forward air. It's not the worst thing to do, but you didn't really have a lot of frames anyways, so it's important too. Just shield drop drill here, based on percentages, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. Okay. I don't really like that, honestly. In this position, I would just start trying to air dodge, because like with the way the air dodge works is like sometimes you can go through the Marth and then like they have a really hard time covering it. They try and like side B you that, and then you probably like land on the platform sometimes. Then you like land over here, so it's hard to cover everything. And if you try and like, they have to try and cover like both ledge and stage and platform, and it's pretty hard to cover them with an air dodge. If you have, I'm not saying this is like perfect to do. This is like pretty much last resort. It's like the last resort options are like air dodge, and then pound to try and just get them off stage and just hopefully. Or if they like overcommit with the forward smash, you can just pound them for doing that too, or down air them as well too. I like pound them more because it's just bigger and it's easier to hit. But yeah, I don't really recommend doing roulette because they can just down tilt the ledge there, or they can get hit by it intentionally and then they'll just be up a stock sometimes. Okay, I was getting back here. This one was really weird. So I think this is, I don't like what you did, but I'd probably just jump out here with a short hop forward air, because most of the time they'll try and grab ledge here, but he doesn't. Or you can try and do a wave dash turnaround, or like the sing drop, and then grab ledge that way. Either of them are fine. And then how Marth's like grab here works is if they aren't like perfect with their sweet spot, you can actually just downer them for doing this type of up B. You can just downer them and grab the ledge from them, and then you'll have invincibility, and they have no resources anymore, so they're screwed. So they have to just up B, and then you get a free back air or sing or rest. So that's like a pretty good chump check to do a lot of the time. Or if you like literally have no options, it's the only option you can do. Like in this spot, you had nothing. You couldn't have done anything after you full hop there, so you could just try and down air and hit like Marth's arm here, and then you know, grab ledge. Okay, I don't really like this type of movement. So there's two schools of thought here at the ledge. It's either you do like a full hop and then try and react to what they're doing, but that loses to up tilt. So if they do ledge dash up tilt, then you just get hit by that. Or you can try and like sit on the ground like you're doing, but be closer to the ledge. So then you have the option to crouch cancel a Nair or a forward air, and then you have the option to like shield grab it or shield it and then like back air their roll or something like that, which is like kind of what H-Box does. He likes being on the ground more. Well, I think both are kind of fine. I just think being on the ground is kind of scarier though in general at like lower percent, because you can get like grabbed, and then if you're just not holding the right direction, you just get down aired, and then you just potentially die like at 0, and that's just like horrible, obviously. Whereas the full hop like right here like has like no risk, except for up tilt, but obviously at 0 you're not really scared of up tilt. You definitely throw out too many of these types of dash checks and forward smashes. I would just like, again, just hold your space and then you just take your time. You're not really down that much. You're only down a stock, and then it's one back air or a down air that actually just seals it out, so you don't have to do these types of Hail Mary options. I was playing Zane, and he was like, yo, you just like dash attack or S-smash at the same cadence when I do this dash dance. So I was like, wow, dude. Maybe he's onto something. It's just like against better Marths, you can't really do this type of like option so much. You have to just, again, wave dash grab too. You could also try and do like I was talking about with like the low L cancel like back air in this spot too. Is fine. But you can also just hold the space too, and then eventually you will get the hit. This matchup's pretty slow. Like every game that you played was like 3 minutes long, which is like pretty fast for this one. Because I think Puff has to really take her time, and so does Marth to actually get a real opening. Okay, you go way too far here. You should have died, but Marth is not ready for it. Yeah, just they're gonna do that jump a lot, like I was talking about, especially if they're.
So like if Marth is like kind of like out there, like kind of close to ledge of like right there,
yeah,
like that kind of area, should I just wait on stage to see what they're gonna do?
Yeah, I would wait right here, like I was talking about. This one's a little bit different because of how high he is, but you can just wait here. It's not like they have like a Falcon fast fall where they can just go to ledge instantly and there's nothing you can do about that. It's just like Marth is so slow falling that you can just be like chill here. And if they start to just drift to ledge, you can just try and do like the forward air, the back air timing I was talking about. But most of the time they're gonna jump and try and do a like forward air on the stage or down air on the stage. So that's why just waiting is just better. Okay. So you just like, literally you gotta stop by just waiting there. This was awesome. This was like what you did before, but last time you did dash attack, but this time you just held space and it's just way better. I don't like how you full hop to hold the space, but it doesn't really matter because he did dash attack anyways. But if he did like way dash forward smash there, then full hop would have been pretty bad because you would have gotten tippered. Okay, that's why Nair is just not great. You just get hit like instantly. But
I think the reason why I go for Nair because I'm just trying to spam like Nair up tilt.
Yeah.
So I can get a stock.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, like the only way to get up tilt is like once you threaten grab enough, and like obviously that's your main goal. So it's like you just have to throw in a lot of grabs. It's also because you're not throwing enough back airs out too. Like if you replace those Nairs with back airs, then you can start getting a grab off of like them shielding, and then you get the up tilt. Like it's kind of like a 3-step process to get what you actually want, essentially. It's kind of similar in the Peach matchup too, which is crazy. Picked like the 2 similar ones. Okay. So this is a pretty common situation in this matchup in general. In other matchups, these kinds of shields are perfect because the thought process I think you're thinking is like, okay, at low percent I would be crouching here because I'm not really scared of anything. I can just crouch, cancel, grab their aerials, and then if they do a grab, I can just crouch under the grab and grass. Or it's like, if they hit me with forward smash, I'm not going to get killed for it. But now, if you get hit by forward smash and crouch, you die. And then aerials will break your crouch cancel, so that's why you're shielding. But against Marth, it's almost like you want to just spot dodge instead of doing shield. Basically, if you replace spot dodge with any situation you'd be shielding, you get way more rest in this spot by a long shot. So it's just something to think about, is whenever you want to shield, just try doing a spot dodge and see what happens. And you'll probably get a grab most of the time. Because there's not really much that Marth can do besides punishing spot dodge, like I was talking about earlier, where he wants to dash dance around a spot dodge and then like try and bait it out and get like either a grab on the timing, which you can do a double spot dodge to try and beat that, or try and do like a forward smash on the timing or down smash or something, or an up B. So it's like Marth has to like be primed to beat a spot dodge, but in this spot there was no way he was going to beat the spot dodge if you went for it. So just something to look out for. It's also sometimes in spots you want to crouch, you want to spot dodge too, because it's easier to beat their like dash dance grab with a spot dodge, but that's like a little bit more niche. But essentially spots where you want to land like after like getting like in a weird situation, like weird scramble, you want to be shielding, you'd actually want to be spot dodging against Marth. It's more important. It seems very counterintuitive because spot dodge is like really awkward, but against Marth it's just so good because of how laggy his moves are. Okay. This was actually really good. If you grabbed there instead, that would have been perfect. Okay. Oh, so these S smashes are so common for Marth players. You try, especially at low damage, you try and do like a pretty like okay back air that doesn't really like accomplish much, and that's fine. This back air wasn't bad by any means, but you do this wave dash in, they're like, okay, I can just forward smash you because you're crouching. Or they could have done a Nair, or they could have done like a in place forward air here instead, and just waited it out and then waited for you to do like a bad back air timing. So Marth is kind of just playing a waiting game here, and then they see you crouching here, and then they try and do a forward smash because one, they either expect you to like do wave dash and then back air them, so they're trying to beat that timing. They're also trying to beat a full hop preemptively because that's the last thing you did, and that's kind of what a lot of Marths think, honestly. They trying to just punish the last thing you did, like because they think you're going to do it again. But these types of S-smashes are so beautiful. Like, anytime you think the Marth will S-smash, just click roll through them. It's a read, of course, but these S-smashes are so common, especially in crouch cancel percentages like this. they're gonna try and do like these types of smashes. So if you just like land, shield, roll through them, and then you just rest their forward smash, it's very good. You can also try and spot dodge it too, but I think roll through them and rest is easier by long shots. Okay, trying to land. Again, I don't like this forward air. Just turn around back air there. Try and go up. Okay. This is like a Galent thing, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. You probably will lose this situation too many times.
Honestly, I don't even think I like ledge dash for the Galent. I just do it to get on stage.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever practiced like ledge dashing like besides like one time just to learn how to do it.
I'm definitely also in the same boat, and I try and do these types of wavelands on stage against Marth, and it's horrible. It's kind of like Falcon, where it's really hard to get away with these types of wavelands, so try not to do them that much, unless you know the Marth's going to give you credit, because side B is so fast. If you did side B here, you were just dead. It's so hard to beat side B without good Galent, so that's why it's a pretty bad option in this matchup. You can just try and get them again to commit, and then you can try and pound them or downer them, or you can try and just backer your way up or to the side platform or to the ledge. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't have gone down here, I think, right? It's a little bit scary to try and come all the way from the ground to try and punish this. I would have rather been on a side platform, but you don't like lose that much. But instead of going all the way to the ground here, I would just land on the side platform. And if they try and downer you like this, which they probably won't do, because it's just like they're not going to get an edge cancel. They probably won't do it because of the edge cancel situation. But you could probably just land on the platform, then just react to what they do again. That would have been fine, because now you can't punish what they want to do right now. You can try, but then they have these types of mix-ups, and then you're going to get hit right here. Wow, that was really close. But you could have definitely gotten hit there if the Marth is a little bit better. So that was kind of scary. I would just land on the side platform. There's like no risk by doing it in that situation. Okay. Again, that was kind of a dash check at that percent, but that one was a little bit weird. You probably just weren't really actually thinking about where Marth was in that situation. It was pretty awkward. So you get this back air, and then you could just do a hold space type of back air right here, but you do a dash tech instead. So I would, again, it's just like kind of a hold space type situation rather than doing an overcommit.
Yeah, so I should just focus on just trying to hold the space and keep Marth in the corner and just
yeah,
because that makes sense because I can just build percent besides just going for something risky and then probably getting grabbed.
Yeah, it's like if you really want to be aggressive, you can try and go to like this position and try and like fsmash their jump or dash attack their ending lag of forward air or nair or something like that, or try and grab them. Like that's like what you want to do, but once you're in center, you do not want to really go for our dash attack or forward air. I mean forward smash. Like that's when you want to be holding space, and then if you want to, you can try and take a little bit more space, but it's not required, I would say. Like if you hit them to ledge, they slide off to ledge, that's when you want to try and go to at least here. But once they're like, once they still have options, you don't really want to do that. Why do you get double down right here? This was a situation where you could have done the weak reverse fair or done a back air here and probably hit Marth for doing this. This was good by equilateral to go for this regrab because most of the time he's been doing fairs or down airs or nairs or side Bs to try and cover himself to get on stage. So this is just like a good player stuff, but I don't like this down air at all. This was kind of similar to the other down air where it's like you're trying to down air where they were and not like down air them out of like either them shielding or like trying to crouch cancel you. It's like you just down air dash or down air jump a lot of the time. You just have to like actually look at what they're doing with down air most of the time because it's just really bad if they try and jump out of it or they try and dash away, especially against Marth. That's just the exact. This was what I was literally just talking about too. That's crazy. They're in shield and they just roll away. But that one was a little bit hard to beat, I will say. I feel like you aren't getting the right DI a lot of the time on the throws. So
yeah,
to beat that, whenever you're crouching like right here, you want to be like already like when you're in crouch, there's pretty much no reason not to hold like down and away to try and beat one of the throws. So I would just be holding down in a way to try and beat a throw right now. But I would say it depends on what the Marth wants to do, obviously. But you probably shouldn't be able to get killed most of the time when you're in crouch. Is basically how it goes. You just hold one of the throw directions, and then the Marth basically won't be able to actually do anything. So the option select, you're just beating one option every time. Damn.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think at the end I started doing a bunch of downers. I think I just kind of gave up, and I was trying to do the drill rest thing because I was just like, I'm gonna lose this game, so I might as well go for something.
Yeah, no, I think actually against Marth, it's probably the worst option to do. I don't think it's good against Marth. I think it's like okay against Falco. I think it's pretty bad against Fox too. I just think characters that can kill you really easily off a rest, it's just not that great to go for the downer stuff. Unless it's last stock, obviously, or you have a stock lead. Even then, I don't even know if I would go for it. I'd rather just, especially against Marth, I'd rather chain downers into like an fsmash or an upsmash. Yeah, you actually do this, the H-box forward air we were talking about the other lesson. You just do the drop through forward air to try and cover like a dash in, but it's not like he has a Fox like up smash, or he's really like going to be able to cover, like get to you at this point. So I wouldn't do this type of like forward air. If you want to be like passive, you can just chill on the platform and then just literally vibe up there, just do wave dashes, then try and get the Marth to try and jump at you with like a forward air. You can just try and like jump away and hit them with a back air, or you like try and get under them with an up air and then try and hit them like that. Because like Marth has a hard time of hitting you on the platform, but they're very good when they're under the platform for sure. Same as Fox, but they also have to commit a lot of the time when they're under the platform. They have to throw out an up tilt, which you can rest if you're really good. But if not, you can just go for like a mix up. Like if they try and up tilt the shield, you can try and grab them, or you do the up tilt, which is what you actually want to do, obviously. But essentially, it's kind of like Puff on the platform is pretty good when you have the lead, especially in this matchup, because they have to try and, especially if you jump away while mixing up wave dashing on the platform, then they have to try and commit to you with aerials, and then you can just try and hit them for doing that. And it's pretty common. Like I'm very aggressive in this matchup too, as well. And like I was playing Kadora, and he was like, your ratio to approaching and non-approaching is just really bad. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, just chill out. Like Hungrybox just camps the entire time, and that's what he does. Like if you're watching the Zane set from Pound, he was just chilling on the platform on Fountain and just like literally vibing up here, and then Zane would try and go for a forward air, and the Hungrybox sometimes it's a back throw off the forward air. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I watched that set like when it happened, and I was trying to implement on how it was working, and I just kept getting forward air on the platform, so I gave up trying to do that. It was earlier in the like games in the session that I didn't send the games.
Yeah.
But I just kept getting forward. I was like, how is this working for Hungrybox? And I didn't even know why, and I kept getting hit.
Yeah, it's just like he just is really good at trying to get his opponents to approach. So it's like you just wait, you just don't approach. You don't have to approach when it's 0-0. You can let the Marth do it, for sure. Like neither character really wants to approach. They want to hold their position, if anything, if possible. So so you can definitely just vibe on the platform, then just wave dash and jump away when they're about to hit you, and then like go to the top platform if they try and like get under you, and then like just go to the other side platform. It's like there's like a bunch of ways you can just basically camp Marth out, but it's like a fake camp, where it's like Marth has a lot of ways to hit you, and if he does hit you, it's very brutal. But in general, it's pretty good when you have the lead to just vibe against Marth. Okay, you gave up so much space here by doing this like H-box forward air. You could definitely have been fighting him right here, but you like wave dash back again in this spot. He's just like not really gonna throw anything that's crazy for you. So I would just wave dash. You could just do the wave dash cross up again, because it worked the last game. So I would just do the wave dash cross up again, just hoping he nairs. And if he doesn't nair, you're holding down anyways. And then if you do, if he tries to grab you, maybe he just messes up the grab timing, and then you get a rest. And it's like on Yoshi, he's dead with bad DI. So it's like doing this type of really passive play. You're not even throwing out a backer, so you're not even catching a dash in. So it's like now you throw it back here, but at this point it's like Marth has complete center stage on you, and it's like pretty hard to do that. Honestly, you could just maybe wave dash down, or like or like even wave dash back again, because you're just so far into the corner that's really hard to fight your way out. Okay. I prefer up throw or down throw in this spot just because you just want to get damage. Back throw isn't really going to do anything. If they have too many mix-ups here, well, they can go platform, then you don't knock down with any move at 10%. That's meaningful. So, unfortunately, you just lose this situation every time. They could just go to ledge. They could land on stage with forward air. So it's like, I would just probably not do that personally. I would just up throw them and just try and juggle them a bunch. Should be fine. Obviously, up air doesn't knock down either, but you can get them in a bad spot, which is good. Okay. You jump. You give up a lot of space, like right. Okay, so Marth whips an fsmash. That's fine. And then right here, you like wave dash back really far.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just really afraid of getting hit against Marth. I feel like I'm just gonna take a bunch of damage, so I just kind of run away until I can like punish something that he's doing, and then take center stage back. But he ends up I end up just getting up too much space, and I end up getting hit anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, in this spot, like, yeah, he whiffs an S-smash, so he's probably going to do a panic option. If you read that it's, like, he's not going to, he's not going to, like, throw out, let's see. Most of the time, he's probably going to throw out these clips with, like, S-smashes or Nair in place or, like, or shield. So, to beat most of them, you could just, like, roll past them and get behind him. And then you can try and rest forward smash if he goes forward. So, like, roll through him is just really good in general. But if you just aren't really sure what's going on, roll through is pretty good in general.
Yeah.
But Marth doesn't really like you next to him. Neither is really Puff, but Marth is really uncomfortable with Puff and Crouch right next to him in general. Okay. I don't like how you did the low L cancel back air. There was no reason to. You just do a regular auto cancel back air and that'd have been good. This was another spot where just if you click spot dodge right here, there's no way you don't get a rest on this grab. Marth can, like I was saying, he could have dash dance right there if he knew you were going to spot dodge, but you have to implement the level 1, I'm going to spot dodge instead of shield there.
So
yeah.
I think I noticed I'm getting grabbed in a lot of these like scrapping situations, so I just kind of crouch because I think that I'm going to get a rest when he's crouching.
Yeah.
Because I'm crouching. So I think the spot dodge would just be better in that situation.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's just much harder to beat a spot dodge timing to beat a crouch timing. Because also you can just try and forward smash the crouch too, and then it's just like you don't even need to get a grab as Marth. That's bad for you. Okay. Oh, another rest sequence there would have been really good. You're on his shield crouching. It was just like, again, it's like a read, but you also can just react to what he does as well too. I like the attempt there, and then you shield drop. Rest is forward. I'm like, what the hell? It's like you don't go for the rest on the crouches and you just go for that. I'm like, okay, that was crazy. Okay, good recovery. Don't go crazy here. I honestly could have gone higher too, just to avoid getting like down tilted and then like getting down there. Because Marths are getting really good edge running prep these days, honestly. So going high as possible is really good. So yeah, you get this back air here off the back throw and then like you just mashes out of it and you just didn't get anything. So up there is just better to try and get meaningful damage, or down throw either one. Dash attack was okay. The problem with doing dash attack when it doesn't like kill is like you just get these awkward scrambles where it's like you have to read a tech option, or you just try and forward air them and then they just snap the ledge anyways. This time he actually doesn't, which is crazy. Oh, this is not good. Don't do this type of downer. Hungrybox does it. I do it sometimes, but you just got to know this downer is not good because they could just SDI to ledge and then they just reversal off of this. So just do sing every time. Or if you think it's close to the point where they can't actually get hit by the sing, just do a rest. Like just trade the stocks. It's just fine. You can try and back air too. And like try and do like back air, like down smash or something like that to cover the obstacle. But they might just not even obstacle at all and then just get hit off stage and you have to reset the edge guard. I personally always believe that it's fine to trade stocks versus characters that beat you like Fox and Marth, so I'm 100% gonna just take this rest if I'm playing good, if I'm not even thinking about doing downer there, because against good Marths again, they're just gonna SDI to ledge and then you're just gonna be sad. This is okay. I mean, that's basically the best you could have done, pretty much. It was just Yossi's story is just really cringe with the slant. But, okay. I actually like getting the platform here. This is good. You didn't have a lot of options here. That's what I was talking about the last time. You could have just tried to get out of the sequence and then try and like back your way to the top platform or something like that.
Yeah.
So this was good. You didn't get a punish. Like you just missed like really like close punishes. I feel like it's. I don't know if you're just not reacting well, but that was like another one that like I feel like you should hit, but it's whatever. It's not like the worst thing in the world, obviously, but it's not the best either. Okay. I think you just definitely need to also just lie about down air against Marth. Against Peach too, I'll talk about in a second, but it's just really important to just never mess up your down air conversions versus those characters, because it's like an L against both of them for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What went wrong here? I guess you got tripped up by Randall. You were just thinking about jumping onto it or something. It was really weird. I would have honestly just waited right here and not even interacted with this, and then just tried to wave dash back grab ledge, because he doesn't have that many options on the Yoshi story about where he's gonna land. He's not like, when he was that far off stage, he's not gonna be able to land onto a platform, so I'm not even thinking about like that being annoying. If you're gonna do this type in there, just always be ready to it might have been actually you got fucked by the slant, actually. Never mind. I was thinking about just Nair crouch being really good against Marth, but I think you just got ruined by the slant. Okay. Look at my notes really quick. It's a lot of repeated stuff at this point, but let me see what else I want to talk about before we get into Peach. Especially on this stage, you can kind of just throw out a pound and see what happens. Essentially, like on Yoshi's, like the stage is so small that pound gets pretty good comparatively to like the larger stages, and just like see if they punish it. Like the good Marths are really good at punishing it instantly, but if you could just throw out a pound and hits, that's awesome, because pound is broken against Marth, but it's really bad against good Marths, because then you get grabbed and you get killed off of it, because you're not able to be crouching or spot dodging the grab. So yeah, just throwing out a pound, especially against either the ending of like a late aerial or the startup like of the ending of an early aerial or the startup of a late aerial, like they're jumping, is pretty good to do. Either of those is fine. It's kind of like Chic in a lot of ways, where you can pound in the same spots, but let me see. You definitely full hopped in the corner on this stage, and I just don't full hop in the corner like ever, because that just gets you forward smashed by the best Marths in the world, and it's really really bad. Just like I was saying, like wave dash down, like wave dash back are in place, but you have to do it like early enough to the point where they're not already hitting you. Jumps at the platform was fine. You can go around them, go to ledge if you really have to. But yeah, there's not really much else to talk about with Marth. Do you have any questions?
I think you covered everything that. That's like, yeah.
Okay. I think like you have a good like foundation like for the matchup. I feel like a lot of your timings are good. Right. It's just like mostly like these like situational mix-ups that are just like ruining you pretty hard, and like not taking space obviously is just really important.
I taught it because I know Excel 0 and I don't know.
So have you seen like the fiction stuff on this matchup?
I've seen the stepdaddy lesson on it, but not the one where he did the one at Smash World Tour or anything like that.
Yeah, the Smash World Tour one was pretty similar to the stepdaddy one. The only thing that was like different from that one was like whenever you're in a situation on like, let's say you back her onto a platform and Peach is next to you and she's about to land on the platform with you, you can just like, instead of shielding on the platform, you can just jump away, and then just, because Peach is just so slow, and then you're not gonna be coned. So that's just the only thing I picked up from the Smash World Tour lesson. But in general, like Hungry Box is even innovated from the Smash World Tour lesson too, so I'll talk about what he does essentially from now.
Yeah, but I feel like this matchup is very easy, but it's very hard on the mental. Like I feel like I'll lose if I like don't compose myself and I just get destroyed, because I feel like I have to hit Peach instead of just waiting for the right opportunity.
I think this matchup is important on the mental too, and the fact that it's not a free win for Jigglypuff. I mean, when you have the lead, it's really hard for Peach to come back, but the same thing can be said for Peach in the lead too, if they're very good. But you just gotta not think about like the matchup being like so horrible. You just gotta like play your game. Is just the only thing you have to really do, and not let Peach get away with stupid things. So I don't really like being on the ground versus Peach, and also the Hungry Box VODs from Genesis. He's not very grounded at all. He likes to sit on the platforms, and the reason why he wants to sit on the platforms is what I've deduced from the matchup, is that top platform is really important to control. You don't want Peach up there because she can farm turnips, and then she can try and do like a billion different shield dropping or float timings to try and like hit you for trying to hit her up there. And then she has height advantage on you, and then if they're a good Peach, they can mix up when they're going to float, how long they're going to float, if they're going to float this way, and then float downwards. Like, there's just so many mix-ups when Peach is above you in float. So it's better to be horizontal with Peach every time. So that's why instantly this position sucks overall. You want to already be on the platform, like horizontal with Peach right now. This is also a Mog class. If you ever played Mog, Mog is very good at just sitting on the side platform, not using a top. But Lod is very good at using a top platform, which is very hard to beat if you aren't already on a side platform trying to challenge it. So you try and approach from you went from all the way down here to all the way over here. Peach had time to pull turnip, which is what you were trying to punish, is what I would assume.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I have a hard time punishing once you pull turnips. I always feel like I'm just a bit like kind of late, and then I just get punished for it. That's like one thing I notice.
Yeah, it's mostly about like your positioning. Like you just were way too far away, and you were not on the platform. So like you didn't have an option to like wave dash to the platform to gain momentum to try and hit this. So you had to go all the way from the ground. Then Peach pulled a turnip, and she was able to just hit you out of this. So whenever it's a turnip heavy Peach, you want to stay like. The way I describe it is like Peach has her cone right with the Fiction Stepdaddy lesson, and then you want to sit like kind of outside of the cone, like on the tangent line of the cone, so like just very on the edge of the boundary of it. That's really good when you have when you're like same stock with Peach or like you're losing. It's like making her think like you're inside of her threat range, but there's also a situation where you want to sit a little bit outside of that, and that's kind of where you can punish a turnip, but you have to be level with her to actually punish a turnip. Or you want to be actively threatening her, and threatening her in quotation marks, because it's not the worst thing in the world if she pulls a turnip. It sucks, obviously, if she gets like a stitch or something and she hits you, but if you're playing like the matchup correctly, you shouldn't really get hit by turnips like that much. Because you can just jump away from the turnips. Like, you don't really want to get hit vertical with the turnip. That's the hardest way to dodge them. You always just want to be horizontal with the turnip, and then you can just jump up or jump down, and then just avoid the turnip. So you never want to really be above Peach or below Peach when she has a turnip, generally. It's just easiest to dodge when you're horizontal, because it's just, you have so much space and time to react to. And if, like, let's say she tries to, like, throw a turnip down at you, then she can try and like nair you or forward air you when you're trying to dodge a turnip. Whereas like if she's trying to throw it horizontal, it's very hard for her to try and like jump up air you, trying to go like this way to try and dodge a turnip throw this way. So it's like you just never really want to be above or below Peach with a turnip. And then if you happen to be on the ground, you have to be on the ground in some situations. I'm not saying you have to be on the platforms the entire time. If you have to be on the ground, you have to like crouch. You can crouch power shield the turnip sometimes. It's a little bit scary though against stitches, but I think it's pretty good. Or you can just try and jump away horizontally. But it's a little bit scary being on the ground doing that. So right here, you do not have to go jump forward air here. This was not that great, especially when Peach lands on the platform. She's going to be holding down and trying to get a cheeky down smash.
I think one of the hardest things in this matchup is just like being very patient. Like I was saying, like just like I should have done that forward air. I should have just like went around and just reset the situation, but instead I go for that forward air and then I get down smash. So I think that's the hardest part, just trying to be conservative.
Yeah, it's like this like entire 10-second sequence, you really don't have to even get hit here at all. Or you don't have to get right here either. So
I really should just went up and around because Peach can't really punish that.
Yeah. If you just like turn it when her backwards, you just back her, and then you can go to the top platform. Peach will probably try and intercept you. You just go to the side platform. Then it's like You just have to like do a top platform, trying to take it over from her, trying to like back her, and then you have to just like hit her horizontal. So it's like that's a lot of the matchup, like who controls the top platform or who controls the side platform as well. And being on the ground like this is just never good. And then you don't have to ever forward air into Peach on a platform or like forward air Peach into the corner. You can just back air all the way up. It's like Marth, it's harder to do that, but against Peach it's pretty easy to just do that, and she has a really hard time covering it. She's a Stitch this time. Again, like, see how like you were actually like pretty bad at dodging that, and you still got away from the turnip. Like that's just how bad turnips are against Puff. You can just literally jump away, and that was like not even perfect defense. And even not perfect defense, you still can get out of this. You just jump away right here and not jump into her.
Yeah.
So that was what the Smash Roll Tour really was different than the Stepdaddy lesson. Just jump away in these types of situations and just not even think about hitting her. Okay. Lay on the ground there. You can just grab edge. Very hard time covering edge. Against this type of pressure, it's pretty like, I don't want to say the word fake, but it kind of is. So like, the first one was pretty good because of the turnip, but right here, you don't really have to roll. You could try and like rest at a shield her Nair, like the last one. Yeah, if she doesn't want to actually do the down smash or jabs, then you can just rest at a shield, them trying to like cover a roll or a spot dodge or something. So just rest at a shield or try and shield grab if they're not going to do the down smash. But obviously you didn't know that instantly. I forget if this is the first game or the second game, but you don't know that instantly by playing a Peach. But like you probably should assume level 1 that they're going to do a down smash on your shield or jab, and then you can't punish that, so you have to roll. But after you notice they start trying to cover your rolls with like a Nair or a Nair down smash, just try and rest at a shield or grab them for trying to do a Nair on your shield and then not doing the down smash or jab after. Two Saints started doing that against Kalamazoo at, I forget what turn it was, Rollback Rebel, and he won the set pretty much because of that. And it's like pretty good against that type of stuff. I honestly just grab it on it personally. I think it's pretty scary sometimes for risk, but it's pretty good risk reward wise a lot of the time to go for it. So this matchup, these are the type of situations you want to be on the ground. This is a really good grab. It's kind of similar to the Marth matchup where it's like you start out by backering here. You in this situation you want to do an L cancel backer on their shield and drift away, and it's pretty hard for them to float out of shield and punish you. If you're very far away, you started very far away, so you could have done a really space backer on their shield, and let's say they weren't shielding there instead, and they were just trying to dash in, you would hit them for dashing in. That's the whole entire reason why you'd backer. It's the same thing as the Marth matchup, and then you get the grab, which is good, instead of doing a backer here, and then you would get the up tilt after they start jumping out of your grabs. So it's like, again, it's a 3-step process to actually get the up tilt, which is what you want, because against Peach, again, it's a down throw or up throw situation, not a back throw or forward throw, really. To try and get a juggle off an up air. So it's basically the same thing. It's like, it's literally the exact same thing. You just want to get an up tilt ultimately, but you have to work your way up to the up tilt. But it's good in this one that you actually grab first. But the Marth matchup, you don't really grab, so that's pretty important. Okay. Right here, just Plat Reset. You were just out of jumps, or you were about to be out of jumps, so just land on the platform and then keep the horizontal with Peach. Would have been good. And then you jump into down air. This is just impatience, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can just wait out their down air and then just hit them for trying to like float down to the ground with an up air. Would be really good here. Okay. Really good. Wow. So I like the patience and not even throw out a backer here. This was really good. You can just land sometimes too. Again, you could have thrown out the L cancel backer like I was just saying because you were really far away. But you don't have to as well too. You can just like wait to see what they do. And then Peach was just trying to like try and punish something, or just trying to sit in place, and you just hit her for doing that. And that was really good. Like the short up L cancel, short up auto cancel backers, like you just did, are really good against that type of float because again it's horizontal. It's very hard to Peach to deal with, but sometimes you get it traded with like an up air and it sucks. But you just did the perfect option, which is good. I like how aggressive you're being on the edge guard here, but you do a really aggressive back air slash forward air here, I would just hold ledge. You can do like neutral get up here and then just try and like crouch cancel down smash parasol. That's an option because you were on the ledge. You could also just not even go to ledge and then just try and like sit here and then like try and back air or forward smash or dash attack the parasol. Like if it like hits up right here and then you try and hit her arm. It's a little bit hard to do at first, but once you get the timing down, it's not that bad. Hungrybox is very good at doing that, so that was an option. You just didn't really want to go out there and try and hit her. It's pretty cheesy. It's pretty hard to do most of the time. Pretty much we'll never see Hungrybox get a stock that way. If anything, he'll just get a stock of holding ledge, not really forwarding them against the stage. Okay, I don't know why he did that down there. That was really weird, but you just get basically hit for doing it, and they just straight hold in. It works out though. That's fine, I guess. This is really good. This is a big part of the matchup, is just downering them for doing like really bad aerials or doing a dash attack in that spot. XL0 doesn't dash attack at all against you in this entire game, so unfortunately I don't really get to talk about that. But in general, against dash attack, it's like you land on the ground or something like that, and you can try and do like a short hop auto cancel back air. And a lot of the time, after you do the short hop auto cancel back air, they're like, oh, he's done a back air in my face, I can try and dash attack. And then you just shield after doing the short hop auto cancel back air.
I played against a few peaches who dash attack a lot, and I would just do a back air and then I'll land and then shield, and then I would rest it.
Yeah. And then like if you're in the air, you just want to like just jump up here again, like just double jump instead of landing all against dash attacking, and then you just drill them for doing a dash attack. That's the way you beat it when you're in the air. But this peach does not do a single one, so it's unfortunate. This Nair was that Nair is not great. I don't like doing that kind of Nair. But this Nair right here is fine because Peach is gonna jump here a lot of the time, or they're gonna already be in the air. So this was a fine Nair. But you actually don't even hold in to try and get a Nair grab, which would have been great because of the percentage. I would just go for Nair grab if you're gonna do it at all in that spot. Like, I think it's okay if Peach is like in this zone, already like in the air. But besides that, never Nair. Besides that, I think it's pretty bad in every other spot. Hungrybox does it sometimes like really badly. Fiction always like destroys him for doing those types of Nairs, but it's just like destroys him figuratively. He gets really angry. But okay, you try and I don't even know what this back here is trying to accomplish. Dang. Okay. Oh, I guess you just tried to instantly hit her for doing that. Yeah, that's a spot that's never really going to work out in your favor. Let's say Peach actually just stay on the platform, she crouch cancels your back air, and then she just down smashes you. So just don't even try and punish that directly. If you wanted to, you could try and punish it directly below with an up air, really spaced and really well timed. But honestly, I would just chill here and then try and jump away, ultimately, is what I'd probably do. I would just react to see what they do. If they try and do a rest, and you're underneath the platform, you can try and just a full hop, double jump, rest it. I mean, if they do down smash, what I meant. And then you can just try, or you can just react and like, if they try and like shield drop, nair you or downer you or something like that, I would just jump away. Like, I would never really try and punish that directly most of the time. You were just too far. Okay. Oof. You were really scaring me with these hold-ins here. You do not need to go this crazy on Peach's shield here. You can just like do a back air and then be like already over here. You just drift like full in here. You full in drift again. It's crazy. You don't get hit here. I don't even know how the Peach messed up this. But I would just land on a platform right here instead of landing on the ground. You were just so out of resources that it's going to be so hard to actually get a spaced L cancel back here on Peach to not get punished. But I don't even like the Peach actually expected you to go to the platform, which is the crazy part. But you haven't done that. Even if you landed on the platform, it was the same situation that happened over here. You could have just jumped away, and you wouldn't get hit by the turnip or the nair. So you try to jump from the ground to try and punish Peach way high in the air. You just get owned for that. Again, it's just really hard to do. Just try and jump away over here, and then just back here, and then gain horizontal with her. Well, you see how hard it is, like when Peach has like aerial land, like it's just so impossible to actually like hit her when you're coming from the ground. It's just way better to be in the air with her. Okay. Really good. Okay, so back or up air, this net's a stock against every other character, obviously. But
I could have rested that, I think.
You could have. Let's see if you could rested this specific one. Yeah, around this percent, it's really good to get a backer or a forwarder and basically hold in with it and try and get a rest if they don't get the right DI. You could have rested here. But if you're not even ready to rest here, you can just go for another backer. Peach in the air, she can't like actually do anything out of this. You can just back her again. It's like in general against Peach, you really don't want to do this type of up air unless it's like really low to the ground and then Peach is low to the ground, so you can try and get a rest out of it at low damage. But most of the time, if you just back her, like even if it doesn't even knock, like it's gonna probably kill her. Like at 10%, it could kill her. Or she has to do an air dodge and you can rest the air dodge. Like backer is just so much better than backer upper against Peach. Even if it's a DI mix-up, like what is the DI mix-up even doing? Like Peach is way high in the air, and then she can land on the top platform, and then you have to fight her up there. It's like, it's not that great to do backer upper in general, unless it's really low to the ground. Even then, sometimes you want to do backer instead. Okay. It's good. You could have been more aggressive here in the switch guard. I think that's really important to do. Like right here, instead of doing this dash, I would just be jumping like right here. I'd be like already over here in the air, and I'd have the option to try and like go out here and hit her if she floats this height, or if she tries to go to ledge, I can just try and like snipe her at the forward air. If she jumps, I could just be like, I could just jump and upper her before she can even get out of down air right here, which would have been really good too. So just being more aggressive on edge guards is really important. Especially if they go high. If they go high, it's really important to be aggressive. This was, again, having a good downer conversion is really important. A lot of times, though, it's kind of a slot machine to go for a downer. Like, if you're not getting a really true punish off of it. Like, right here. This is pretty close to getting a really good downer up smash, but I would have probably just gone for downer grab or just not even go for the downer there because I was pretty sure I was not going to get it. Peaches are getting really good at getting out of the downer up smashes nowadays. It's very hard to actually land on them. Your spacing here is not the best, I would say. You try and like, I guess you're not familiar with the fact that Peach can get up attack here. That's probably what happened. Just don't even do this type of short hop react. Just sit right outside of the range to get up attack, and then just react to what they do. Sometimes it's pretty hard to punish them doing tournament winner if you're trying to react though, and then sometimes that requires a read. But most of the times you can just back there whatever they do, or if they try and roll on stage, you can like forward smash it, or if they do like neutral get up, you can try and forward smash that too. All of those are pretty much fine. I would just sit outside of the range, get up attack, and react most of the time without jumping. You get the most crazy up smash of all time. No idea.
I don't know how I got that.
I have no idea how I got that. That's crazy. Dang. Okay. See, that Nair was fine again. Peach was in the center stage. You had a turnip, and Peach at 0, so you could have gotten a grab.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of being desperate here, and I'm trying to go get the Nair up tilt.
Okay. Wow, you could have actually... you almost got a stock off this, which is crazy. This was not the worst back here because Peach was shielding, but again, I don't really think it's that great because she was already in the air. If you like falling up air here, you get a stock, which is crazy, but you weren't really ready for it. And that falling up air mix-ups are the only times you really want to land if you're not going for a mix-up like a backer on a back air or a shield or a grab on shield or an up tilt on shield. The only other times I would be landing is to try and do a shield drop up air in this spot. To try and hit her, trying to do like an aerial like this, or trying to do a spot dodge, or trying to land like safely. Because falling, shield drop falling up air is really good in that spot to try and punish Peach being aggressive onto your platform, especially from top platform. It's pretty common too. So like that's the only times I'd be landing in the corner, pretty much. And it would have killed her here. I like how aggressive you were in respawn, but you don't get anything off it, unfortunately. That'll happen. I don't know.
That was supposed to be an up tilt.
Yeah, I would assume so. Okay. This was a good backer. Oh, darn. Don't know why you double jumped there. Might have misinput or something. But...
yeah, I've been using a backup controller because with I'm setting my goon wave up to get like some like extra buttons or something.
Okay. Dang.
And it's been messed up. It actually broke yesterday, so I have to wait to play the game.
This is a really good punch on the turnip pull. But, like, that's what I was talking about, like, being kind of like close enough to hit her for doing it, but being safe as well. That was also kind of like a landing mix-up as well, where you could have done a back air or done a grab or done an up tilt. But I like how he dash attacked. Dash attack's like only good in the corner. It's like pretty risky to. I would still probably honestly back air that too. Okay, you're right outside of range. You could have forward smash this if you're a little bit more ready for it. The neutral got up. I like doing that a lot too. You're so scared to like touch the platform. Like you're so close, like right here. You're like touching the platform. It's just so close.
I didn't know that going to the platform was like good in this matchup, because I just kind of think of it like just being out of Peach's range, and so I just kind of stuck to the ground.
Yeah, it's like you can just jump away on the platform, and it's like Peach has to run out there and hit you. Whereas when you're on the ground, like you can't really jump away a lot of the time because Peach can just float and cover so much space with shield dropping, different float timings, different shield drop timings. Like Peach has way more mix-ups if you're on the if you're not on the platform, because if you're on the platform you just jump away, and then Peach is just like there's no mix-up when Peach is just running off trying to hit you or trying to like up air you. There's no mix-up. You know exactly where her up air will be, where her nair will be. Whereas you're on the ground, there's just so many different timings. And you have to call out a landing, too. You have to figure out what their landing option is going to be. If they're going to shield off of it, or they're going to try and down smash you instantly. Like, there's so many different nuances for trying to cover, like, on-stage stuff like this. But if you're on the platform, it's just so much better. And then you try to contest Peach already in the air. This is another thing. You just don't want to try and do this. You just wait out the down air here again, and then just hit her for it. You were almost good timing, but... it was a little bit too bad. Okay, that Nair doesn't really. These Nairs just don't accomplish anything. Like, and besides Nair grab, you just.
Yeah, I don't know why I Naired, because I'm not getting anything off of it.
Yeah, you Nair and then nothing happens. It's just so sad. If you just back her there, Peach is way off stage or like in the corner, and then you can just try and get her, get one hit, and then she's gonna die. Okay. Like you just land on platform there. That looking so good. You could just drill. You could just shield drop drilled and then hit her for doing this type of area. Been so good. Okay. See how hard it is to like, again, just deal with Peach right here. Like, it's so hard to punish her for doing this type of forward air when you're jumping like this on the ground. Whereas if you were on the platform, you could have just punished her out of the air instantly.
Yeah.
You get a free.
I can't believe I didn't kill.
You get a free.
I got it.
So that was good. Yeah, you don't shark near lane much, but that's a byproduct of not being on the platform. If you're on the platform, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, I'm just gonna jump and click up air instead of doing, oh, I'm on the ground, I have to do full hop, double jump up air. Like it just takes so much longer. Okay, what even happened here? I don't like that Nair. Pretty much, a lot of the times Peach should be shielding there, and then just Nair gonna shield you for free. A lot kills you there. Well, not to kill you, but he gets you 2 hits. That's basically death. Okay, just craziness. I don't know what you're really hitting here, but again, you can just jump away in this spot and jump off stage, and then you have the option to go back and grab ledge if you want to. You just take your time. There's 3 minutes 39 seconds left. Obviously it's a friendly, so it's different, but you don't really have to play it that way. It's like a lot of the times in these matchups you have to practice like the tournament style and friendlies, or it's not gonna sink in, really. That's pretty important. Okay. Oh, I was so close.
Yeah, I could have won the match off that. Forward air.
Yeah. That's just being too late with your forward air. If you were just timed it a bit better, it was just a kill. Okay. It's like you have to just like really awkward full hops, like baits, and then sometimes Peach could have just hit you here, like it was really close. So it's just like that mix-up just doesn't really happen on the platforms. You just hit her out of the air. Okay. The situation where I don't think it's like, let's say this was FD where you can't go on a platform. That's why I talked about the like L cancel back air versus shield versus up tilt mix up, because that's like basically what FD is in general. Like you can do a jump away stuff on FD, but it's harder because of no platforms. Like this situation will come up a lot where you're too close to actually go for a back air there, and then she just hits you at a shield, and that was come up a lot. And that's when you have to start just either backing off and then getting into a zone where you can just do that late back air, or you can try and just not even do anything at all and just try and land and grab. But even sometimes you try and land and grab there when you're that close, they're just gonna click Nair anyways. You're gonna hit. But yeah, it's pretty hard to try and get a back air like that if you're that close. Okay. If you just being I think Fiction talked about in the stepdaddy lesson, but having like a better starting point for your edgeguard. So you probably want to already be on the platform or on the top platform here, so you can just like waveland off and then have way more jumps and way more like verticality on Peach here, because you've used like 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps like right here. Yeah. Try and hit
it. To reach her, just starting at the top.
Yeah. And you always just want to, you don't want to do like empty jumps like this. You just want to do the back airs just so you are climbing faster because you're accelerating higher and like closer to her. If you just did like these tight back air timings to try and just like gain a little bit of horizontal and make Peach really scared of being hit by you. Because also if Peach just like fast falls here and because you don't have your back air out, like she just falls through you for free. That's why it's really important to also have a hitbox out. Yeah, like right there, if you had a backer out, Peach died. But you just like jumped at her instead and tried to like hit her very honestly, I would say, instead of just trying to be dishonest and just throwing out an aerial just to get acceleration on your backer, on your movement. Okay. I'm sure it doesn't kill. That's insane. Oh, yeah. Now you're doing so many L cancel backers, so you just want the game to be over. And then you do the forward smash, and it's like, yeah. That's a classic. But let me just see if I have anything else. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's everything on every matchup for sure. I got nothing else, but okay. So if you're good, I'm there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
See ya.